I'll fire them later. Okay. If the Facebook doesn't take it, fine. We'll just remove it for now.
I think we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we're live. We're live.
We're live. Oh,
yeah. Just for some reason it wasn't taking my Facebook, so it's all good. All right, we're here. Oh, give me a second. Gonna hit the thing. It was giving me one thing and then another. What's up, everybody? This is the Atlanta Falcon Beard Gang, and yes, you are seeing the two main hosts. Yes, LaDarius Brown is one of the hosts. He is actually one of the guys that came up with an idea, and I kind of spinned it off too. So, yes, we are the host, and we have beards, and that's why it's called the Atlanta Falcon Beard Gang. I had so many people going, man, I feel like y'all doing this and it's going to take away from all the people that don't have beards. I'm like, no, it's just us.
If you want to grow a beard, you're more than welcome.
Yes, exactly. King supporter, thanks. What's up? And what? Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to see the Falcons. Yes, we are definitely talking Falcons. This is what this is all about. Yep. And this is Miss Diva. Thank you, hon. Here, what's good, Chris? Beard Gang here to support. Appreciate it. And yep, be hype. Look, all I ask is like the stream and also share. We're basically going to try to grow this as large as we can. LaDarius has been covering the NFL, through TikTok. And I wanted to kind of have him on board. So, LaDarius, I'm going to throw the board to you actually on this one. What got you started covering the sports? I know you're a Falcon fan. Tell people a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a Pisces. I'm 30. Oh, sorry.
Your dating profile, whatever you like to tell us.
I did talk about myself. I was never given a curriculum. Well, like I say, I covered the NFL for about over almost 2.5 years with Sportskeeda. I wrote over 2,900 NFL related articles. I also wrote a little bit for the blog and Dirty for Fansided, and I've been a Falcons fan since we'll say over 20 years. So it was kind of like Michael Vick kind of made me a fan, and I stuck ever since. So, like I said, I'm excited for what we're about to do, talk Falcons and other stuff as it comes along. So,
exactly. I've been discussing this with LaDarius for a while now, where we've been, just kind of going back and forth, just talking stuff. What was it like? Probably after the draft, and just kind of going, well, what's your thoughts? Picking brains and kind of our takes, and we were kind of going, this is kind of what we have to do, and then I'm going, man, we really can flow here. We might as well try to do a football show. We all came together on wrestling, but it was like one of these. So, and yes, if you want to be a part of the panel, I will be sending the link or pinning the link here in a little bit. But right now, we're just going to go over our takes and what our thoughts are, and then we're going to bring some people over. I know Ron's actually just messaged me. He wants to be a part, so just know I'm not ignoring you. I am going to do it. It's just I want to make sure we do our stuff first, and then we're going to roll into it because, it's just like, you want to kind of set up a new standard or a new way of doing things for us. So, and I've been excited about this. Look, after the draft, I was very cautionary, to say the least, because not every day you go sign a $40 million quarterback, and then you have to have people tell you, okay, he's recovering from an ACL, but it's not that bad. So you're going, okay, you try not to get mad. You try to, be reasonable. Kurt is a good quarterback. And then we're like, okay, defense. Okay, maybe a second receiver. Okay, I'll buy into maybe someone on offense. But, we really need some defense. And then you get Michael Penix. And then you had what we probably had is the most maddening preseason of all time. If you were expecting to see the backups or even the starters, Raheem Morris said, and I'll tell you, so coming from the draft and then, preseason, it didn't take until after that first game where a couple of guys got hurt. And then we were like, oh man, what are we going to do? What was your thoughts till then? Because obviously I'm getting up to when we added the two reinforcements, which was Judon and Simmons. But what was your thoughts on the Falcons right before till then?
Before the injury, I still felt there was still high expectation because while the defense when we hired Raheem Morris, the defense was going to get better. If you look at his track record, we went out, got Kirk Cousins, so that's all the quarterback is. But it was fairly confident. I still had a little trepidation about our pass rush, which has been an issue, for quite some time. But I still felt that we were we could contend for the division and have a playoff run. And then when the injuries happened, things the confidence kind of stayed, but I knew we needed help defense. I knew we needed help on the back end, and I knew we needed help in the front seven. So it was a matter of how do we get that help, and so it was just a matter of confidence there.
Yeah. Real quick, we got Ron, whose alias is April. What's up, everybody? And yes, Diva. Diva's folks. If y'all don't know, she is one of the most very outspoken fans. She knows what her stuff, especially when it comes to the Falcons. So I do love having her aboard on here. Hopefully we can get her on the screen. That is one of our goals. So that's only because Kurt wasn't a mobile QB to start, but I'm not mad at Coach Rob playing starters due to I do understand that too.
Yeah.
I have my feelings, but it's not like I'm gonna criticize him on this. So I will explain that, chat. What's up, kid? Because this will be my first time actually voicing whatever concerns and thoughts I have. All right. So we had the injuries. So then we hear the news of, the Falcons, and I was at a Golden Corral, and I thought I was getting ribbed. I thought someone was ribbing me when I saw Matthew Judon coming to the Falcons. Because I was like, no, we don't do this. and I remember telling Ron, and Ron, if you like, you can come on board too. But Ron, we were talking, and I said, man, if we could just get Judon too, or Simmons somehow, come on. And then the next day, you were hearing the rumbles about Simmons. It's like this. I am one of these guys. If my team is at a certain point, I want to make it better so that I don't have as many questions. Because right now, if you look at our offense, we are depending on these first-round draft picks, Pitts, London, and Bijan. Some would say, you're putting your faith in these young guys, but honestly, London did not have a bad year. The past couple of years. Neither did what was it? Bijan technically didn't have a bad year.
Yeah.
It's just people wanted to see him use more. Now, folks, we got a special treat. One of my good friends is here, Mr. John Harris. We're going to bring him on in. We're going to bring him up the stage because, John is from the eye test, and I got to say, if it wasn't for John, I wouldn't have been doing some of these shows. So, John, I appreciate you coming here. Looking all spiffy. I appreciate you. Hope you're feeling better. Look, you look spiffy, okay? I'll take the compliment.
Spiffy is a word choice, is what I'll say. It's a word choice.
I don't know whether I'm overdressed or underdressed.
Listen, I just throw on a shirt and say, hey, let's do this. That's what
John, from what you had to go through the past few weeks before, I am going to allow you to dress any way you want. You fine. You're not in the hospital, Gurney. That's all I cared about.
And gentlemen, good afternoon, Mr. LaDarius.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good to meet you, sir.
Likewise. How are you?
Holding on, boss. Holding on. C-Dub. I got to tell you something about this young man. He has been a very valuable member of our show, and I'm definitely going to have the show tomorrow night. Same thing with this gentleman that just popped on here. Which way is? Oh, there he is. Right.
Yeah, he's under. He's under me now. Apparently.
Hey, man, I don't know which way I'm going and where or whatever. I just don't know.
Yeah.
And you guys, and I hope to banter and argue, fuss, and discuss with Mr. Brown, also on the bane of our existence, the Atlanta Falcons.
No matter what, you will always know John will tell like it is. He will be the one voice that will tell you it is the bane of our existence, at least. And Ron,
yeah, I mean, if I still had hair,
I keep telling
took all of this.
Look, I told you, Dan Quinn's the reason you have no hair, especially in 2016. He took it all.
Yeah, man.
All right, folks, if y'all, I got to go here. So if you don't know, the guy underneath me now, this is one of my guys. Also, he definitely. When I was doing stuff with the eye test, he also would be like, "Man, come to my show." So I joined his show, folks. This is one of my good buddies, my good friend. This is Mr. Ron. All right, I'm not going to be giving out everyone's government name because I try not to do that to people. They might, come and get me afterwards. So, but yeah, Ron, he likes to just keep it real. He don't BS with nobody, and I'm going to say it before he does. If he doesn't think you're doing your stuff, he's going to call Avondale High School, and he'll get some people to do your stuff better than you. So what's up, Ron? We're just discussing right now the kind of where we're at right now before the preseason actually ended, which was when we got Judon and Simmons. What was your take about that?
About that time.
Yeah.
About that time, we made some moves. This is what the fan base been wanting for a long time. Get a legit pass rusher. Get somebody to help out in the secondary. We wanted Arthur Smith to do that, but we know how well that worked out. Thank you, Pittsburgh. He with y'all now.
But, we're going to go there.
But Terry Fano, he been cooking this whole offseason. Now, I was getting a little mad with my boy when I got injured on Braylon Trice.
Yep.
When he got injured, I was like, what we going to do? Then a good friend of mine told me we got Matt Judon. I would just like you see you sure? They said Atlanta Falcons. You sure?
Yeah, we don't win those, by the way.
Right. We don't get those. We don't do nothing. But he was like, yeah, man, yeah. The time he said it, it came up on the NFL Network. Atlanta Falcons traded a third-round pick for Matt Judon. Now, I don't care about the Patriots, but I just want to say thank you about time y'all do something. About their time.
Look, it took them getting rid of Bill. Well, we really should be thanking them because Bill Belichick kind of saved us too. So we'll talk about that in a bit later on.
So I was like, yes. I've been wanting a pass rusher. We had not had a good pass rusher since
Father Abraham.
And LaDarius. Father John Abraham.
Yeet.
Sent him. Now we got Matt Judon. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy now.
Oh yeah. And see, I want to say, by the way, so Ron is on Talk Your Ish,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the eye test. You've heard LaDarius where he's from. You definitely want to follow him on his channel. And John is on the eye test, as well as Atlanta Bird Gang. We want to thank everybody. If you're part of a Falcons creating or content user or whatever, if you're part of the group, put it down in the comments so we can also give them a what's up and shout out what's up.
And I be on Miss B.
Yeah, Miss Beast. Yeah, I gotta do that more often. It's been a while.
And Tiny Show.
Yep, Atlanta Bird.
And Pops and the Henry Brothers.
Yep.
Come on at 6:30 to 8 o'clock on Thursday.
Yeet. All right. Man. All right, there's my odds. So I was wanting to go through the odds again. All right, now let's go right here. This goes back to coaching hiring. Don't you think because players didn't want to come to Atlanta? Miss Diva, I agree with you. Let's talk about this, guys, because besides Kirk Cousins, we all know Kurt's got probably a lot of pressure on him too, because of all we've already heard it from the idiots up in Stanford who don't think we really have a shot unless you're Dan Orlovsky.
Right.
But these people were saying, well, or a stupid, what you call it, Mr. Jefferson wannabe wants to talk about how the Falcons can't make it because of Kirk Cousins. But my question is this: besides Kirk Cousins, what Falcon, and we can say on offense then defense if you want, what Falcon has the most pressure on him coming into this season? And we'll start with LaDarius, and then I'll go around the board.
Well, that's a good. I'm going to go offense. I'm going to say Kyle Pitts.
Okay.
I'm going to say Kyle Pitts simply because we talked about being a first round pick. I think there's an expectation for him. We all had this expectation to be great. And like I said, I don't put it all on Kyle because listen, it's all about how you're utilized by your offense, how you're utilized in the offense. And Arthur Smith didn't utilize a lot of great people in that offense.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. So, but I think now with him pairing with Kirk Cousins, I think there's a greater expectation to have a breakout year because now it feels like there's no excuse. You have a quarterback, you have an established quarterback, and the offense feels a little bit more. It feels like it's going to be a little bit more under Zach Robinson, the offensive coordinator. So I think there's pressure on Kyle Pitts to kind of, I'm not saying have 1,000-yard season, but just have a better, have more production in general. So that's why I'm gonna go with Kyle Pitts simply because Kirk Cousins and that connection. I think there's just as much pressure on Kyle Pitts.
All right. So Ron, go ahead, and then John.
I will say the same thing, Kyle Pitts. We seen you get 1,000 yards with Matt Ryan. Then yes, you got injured. You came back, and you still wasn't yourself because Arthur Smith, again with Pittsburgh, thank God, he did not know how to bring the team together, make us one and not two no more, and he did not know how to cause play. So Arthur Smith and AJ Terrell, since he got that big contract.
Okay. All right, John. Mr. Matt Ryan lover himself.
Now you said beside Kirk Cousins.
I said besides, but if you want to bring Kurt, we can bring him in. It's just I wanted because we already know the quarterback's got heavy's the crown that wears it, right?
And and that puts the onus. I've got to put the onus on him.
Yeah, no, I got you.
I definitely got to put the onus on him because he is the spark that makes the engine run.
Yes.
He's going to be the spark that makes the engine run on offense. You can't blame Kyle Pitts all the way for his lack of production. Now, we kept hearing last year that when they put him out there, he wasn't fully healed. Remember that?
Yes.
We kept saying that he wasn't fully healed, that he really wasn't ready to come back.
Yeah.
Now, this year, all of that particular physical portion of it is gone. Yes, you have a quarterback. However, since I did not see these people in preseason.
Yeah, I know.
Since I didn't see these people in preseason, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Offensively or defensively with the first string. Now, you know, I and just to answer your question and not to go 4x4ing, off-roading or whatever.
It's all good, John. I can't control you.
You know me.
Yeah, I do, but it's all good, brother.
Yeah, you know me. But I'm going to say Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, as well as your offensive coordinator and your defensive coordinator, because these are first-time people. These are first-time people, and I hold back from giving any type of predictions because, you know, I don't know what I have yet.
No,
I don't know what I have.
That's very fair, especially when you think about predicting something that we haven't seen. I mean, we don't know what these coordinators are really up to doing. Now, I got to go here. The person to me that does have the most pressure, actually, of all the guys, it's that right tackle. Because we're going to see this offense passing a little bit more. Running game, I'm not worried about. But it's now the increase of what you got to do pass-wise. And protecting Kirk, because if that man goes down, yeah, we got Michael Penix. Yeah, he's that most ready quarterback that people were talking about. Then that becomes your blind side. So there's no way you're going to just be, you know, we've always said, oh, you could just swap them around. Well, that doesn't really just happen, just like at a whim's notice. You know, they're not going to put Berger, like someone said, well, you put Berger on left, put Jake at the right, and put McGrady at guard. Like, this isn't Madden. Right. You can't get away with that.
Right.
Yeah. You know?
Well, now.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
I want to say something about that because, see, you remember Quinn and their offensive line coach, they used to mix people in here
interchangeably.
There.
Yeah.
And I never liked that. I never liked that because what you did, you took a problem from over here and moved it over here.
Exactly.
You know, and you know, me, I'm on the offensive line, cohesiveness.
Yeah.
Knowing who your person is. Knowing you're going to be right beside me and Stub, LaDarius, Ron, we going to be together. Ron going to be here.
Yeah.
Going to be taking that. And I got to hold my slot now. If I can't hold my slot down, take me out and put somebody in there that can hold my slot. Okay?
Yeah.
You know, because one thing about McGarry, the man just like a doggone gangster victim in the East River, New York. He got concrete blocks on his feet.
Yep.
All right. And he's supposed to be going to the bottom of the river. You ain't supposed to.
Needless saying, you're not putting him in the Olympic swim team.
No.
Right.
No. He
All right, whoever has a TV on, I'm going to ask, just turn the volume down for me because I was having a little bit of trouble listening to John, but I did hear him. But if someone could do that for me, I'd appreciate it. Now, we're going to kind of go reverse order, if it's cool, because I want to get everyone's ideas. What about defense? Who's the guy you're looking at to kind of take up.
Yeah, I think he's.
D-Dub froze.
I know he's froze.
What?
All that Caleb McGarry talk, he got all froze up. I think that's what happened.
See? He do it to you every time.
Shouldn't even brought his name up.
Exactly. Caleb McGarry.
Who on the defensive line got to have a breakout season?
I have my phone on fully charged.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But what was going to be your question?
Yeah.
My question is about defense because that's the Falcons we're like the 6th pick or in where you're doing the odds. We have the 6th highest pick or 6th highest odds on being the NFC champion.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, San Francisco just re-signed Trent Williams to a 3-year deal. They restructured the deal. I didn't get all the money straight, but and I know Cameron Haywood, he's straight with his money. So the question I have for you guys: who's the guy on our defense? We know we got Matt Judon, we've got Simmons, we got Bates, we've got Terrell. We also got Grady coming back from injury, as well as Troy Anderson. Ellis has had a decent year, I thought, comparing to what he had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
What do you all think about when you think of this defense? Who's the guy that's really you're looking at to carry this defense?
I'm looking at 2 people. Well, 3.
Okay. All right, go
I'm
for it.
looking at Matt Judon because what he said and how he said it. He said the Falcons don't know me. They know of me. If he wants to get that next contract, he got to show Terry Fonno and Raheem, hey, I'm that dude. I'm that guy. Don't give me the contract. I will give you so many sacks or whatever. Troy Anderson, you got to step up. You got to step up this year. I know you were injured last year, but this year you got to step up. And it go back to what I just said, AJ Terrell. You got your money. Can you give us more than 3 interceptions? More than 3. We need like maybe 6 now. Can you do that? That's all I got.
All right. What about you, John?
What is our front defensive alignment going to be? Because I'm hearing that we're going to a 3-4, that we're going to be, doing something like that. And the reason why I'm asking that, your people rushing from the outside are not going to have a shot unless you're getting some pressure right up Peachtree Street.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Mm-hmm.
that what is that? That number 11 bus. Street. Find at least 2 people. See that there needs to be a double team of at least 1 person at that nose tackle spot in order for that outside rusher to have any type of success from either side. So Grady is too small to play nose. Grady's too small to play nose. Now, I see that we're acquiring a little bit of beef there, and from what I heard earlier today, they were talking about pass rush by committee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't really like that. I don't really like that because of the fact that tells me that we're going to be gang rushing. All right, that we might not have the people that can draw a double team, so that
I gotcha.
can shoot in, cornerbacks can shoot in, safeties can shoot in if we decide to blitz. But
Yeah.
just bringing that pressure up front, the nose tackle or the two inside guys if we go to a 4-3, those are the people I'm going to be watching on defense because, see, everybody else gets to eat because of serving that defensive line first. That defensive line is the key. The trenches are the key for me on both sides. You know, you know what I always say, give me somebody whose name is in a vowel.
Here we go. From where?
Don't put no pickup trucks up there. Give me some dump trucks, some tractor trailer. Give me some Max, because you know those Max they don't have not one piece of emissions equipment on it. They just burning black smoke. That's what and see, especially against a team like Pittsburgh. Now, Pittsburgh made their money on throughout the years. Tough, a nasty offensive line, tough, nasty defensive line. Cornerbacks, safeties, linebackers. I mean, you know, those people, man, Pittsburgh doesn't play. They haven't played around with the trenches in years. They've always brought it. Here we are. We just now coming to the big boy party. I come to the big boy party. We used to finesse people. You know, people we'll hit one of them, hit him with a shoulder. Here come another one that hit him on the knee with a shoulder and spin him around. And then the next man, if he could get there, he'll finish him off. You know, our line safeties and stuff getting drugged 15 yards downfield. You know, you may as well plant a row of corn in where his feet dug in the damn ground going downfield. You know, we late to the big boy part.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Now, LaDarius, I'm going to throw the question to you, but because I know you covered football last year, you did cover the Rams, I believe, at least about with at least Raheem running that defense. And if I'm not mistaken, Aaron Donald and maybe one other player was like the returning starters, and they had a lot of young guys playing on that defense. And he still got that defense playing to the point they got to the playoffs, and they did. It was a very, achievable thing because they made it to the playoffs, obviously. Give us some idea of maybe what we could be looking at with the way this defense alignment could be. And is there any, similarities with what the Rams did last year, at least when he was the head coach or the defensive guy, to what we're doing?
Listen, I don't know how to follow John, but I'll do my best.
You got this.
You gotta hit that whip flag one time, so.
It's like
now I'll be right back too.
It's like it's like following James Brown. And who's after James Brown? It don't really matter.
It don't matter who's like he is.
Hey, kids,
John, we told you're the superstar, brother.
Hey kids, you're up next. I gotta follow that. The man just did a split. I gotta follow that. I don't know, bro.
That's born of years of suffering, sir.
I'm just gonna piggyback a little bit of what John said. I think it's all about the trenches, and I think with Jimmy Lake, the new defensive coordinator, more than likely we're going to get that 3-4 scheme. So essentially, when I'm looking at the secondary is okay. They're there. I'm not going to ignore the secondary, but we're talking about guys like Grady Jarrett, who ideally, when you look at his size, I don't know if that's what you would a prototypical defensive tackle given his size, but if we do kind of go to the 3-4, I think it matters essentially what that front seven does. So whether it's Troy Anderson, whether it's Caden Now, whomever, however, graded Matthew Judon, I think that's what makes the Matthew Judon trade that much better. Because now there was a little trepidation of, well, it's going to be in that front. It was going to be, well, we know Caden's good. We kind of know a couple other guys are good, but we need the sure thing.
Yeah.
Because if we're serious about being a contender, we don't have to be like the 2000 Ravens. That's not the expectation.
Yeah.
The expectation, if we can be a top 10, even top 15 defense, and to, like I said, John covered a lot of valid points. Look, if we got to get it done in the trenches, that's the only way. We have to. If we blitz the quarterback, how do we get there? That's the penultimate question. And now with Jimmy Lake and then what the job Raheem Morris did for the Rams, like, look, it just wasn't about Aaron Donald. I believe Ernest Jones was there, and he had a solid year. Raheem can take dudes who kind of fit the style. That's why the only thing that upset me about the Penix pick is that Dallas Turner was on the board, who is a prototypical Raheem Morris type of guy, who can stand up, who can go down on all fours, and he can also be that guy to kind of blitz. But if that's what we kind of get with the Rams and we bring it to Atlanta, look, it's just a matter of the secondary. We're good. I don't want to, AJ Terrell, Justin Simmons, we're good. But the X factors is essentially what we do in that trenches and that front seven. Because if we can't get a pass rush, it's going to feel like deja vu all over again.
Yeah.
Where we have the piece, we got the quarterback, great. Now can we get this defense? Can we get that pass rush? Whether it's Grady Jarrett, Troy Anderson, somebody who's gonna. My question is, who's gonna be that Ernest Jones type of guy who's gonna step up on that defense? That's gonna
clean up the set. Yeah, that's gonna do some cleanup.
It could be Troy. It could be Troy Anderson, and I think those are a couple of guys to look out for because Grady's Grady. But which one of those guys? Who's going to be the X factor outside of him? Because if we can't get somebody to double and make that and put some pressure, and let's face it, some of the offensive lines in the NFC South, so we need the pass rush.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry. You had your
yeah. Go ahead, Ron.
You're Roman Reigns to me, or I don't know what. One of you were saying you were the one, or
we have to acknowledge Ron. This is our segment.
We got he played for Chicago a couple of years ago. He is I forgot his name.
You talking about Mr. Goldman?
Yeah.
Mr. Retired.
Yeah. I think Eddie Goldman. What I've been hearing.
John's face. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me, John, though.
Listen, there's a reason why. See, me and John didn't bring up the name. But if you want to, hey, it's a free country. You're rocking the ATL gear. Who am I? Judge not unless you be judged. So
they said this from the coaches staff. They say he looked better than before.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So I think he would be the dude in the middle. That is the running game. Stop the running game and all that stuff. So they saying he looking like he just got drafted again. That's how good he looking. Now, I'm not there. I just telling y'all what I heard, what I've been hearing.
All right, John, because you look like you ready to bust.
Yeah, and we'll throw it back. We'll throw it back in the field to John. John.
John's got the couch lean too.
Yeah, I really wish we could have gone to camp this year.
Yeah,
because whenever there's a regime change, you change your coach, you change your philosophy, you change how you do things. That, in order for us as fans to even formulate an opinion about what we saw, okay, we might not have seen it correctly, but we're going to formulate an opinion as to what we saw.
Yeah.
And seeing that spurs us to either watch it at home, those of you who don't have direct TV,
or this.
Plus.
Yeah. And those who want to go and buy season tickets or go down there. And in not seeing that, in not being out there, my opinion of what it is that I expect to see, my opinion of what it is that I expect to have accomplished this year is sorely crippled. I'm to be honest with you, it's just crippled. Now, as you guys, C-Dub, and you and Ron know, I don't really. Smitty, what's going on, Smitty?
What's up, Smitty?
Yeah, so Smitty has chimed in. We're gonna look, folks. If you need, you go follow Mr. 11K, 12K, 13K. That's Mr. Smitty. He is the man. Smitty Sports Machine. Please check him out on YouTube. Try to get him here. He has to do some things, but thank you for catching the new show. And yes, he did say what's up to all the fellas. And yes, Smitty is an awesome addition. Anytime you get to be around Smitty, it's awesome. So. But so go ahead, John. I apologize.
Oh, no. This dude from Chicago, he retired and he unretired and he came back, decided he's gonna give it a go and come back one more time and do. Those Brady vibes, they really kill me.
Let me ask you something, John.
Yes,
sir. But I think he did not want to play for Arthur Smith. A lot of our players did not want to play for Arthur Smith. They said, my auntie and my uncle taught me this a long time ago. Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
Cause you know what? Now to that point, Ron, I hate we lost Holland, the receiver.
Yeah.
I hate we lost that dude, man.
Yeah,
because we had two of the biggest receivers in the league with those two. Whether he had wore shoes and was eccentric or whether he ate berries off the tree. Okay.
Berries out of the tree. Go for it.
I don't care anything about it. But this man was big.
And
cornerbacks and safeties had problems with him in London.
And footballs had problems with staying to his hands.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the thing is that whooper ball he was being thrown every Sunday night. Ain't no telling. But hey, this is an entirely new year.
Yeah.
Entirely new year. This is so new. This is so new that it, man, the new car smell.
Right.
That's what you got here. You're not bringing anything back. You're not bringing anything back that will hurt you this year, like a bad coordinator, like a lack of a quarterback coach.
Right.
That just gets my pot to boiling.
Or you make your quarterback coach the wide receiver coach.
All right. We're not talking about Coach Stash. We'll talk about him in a little bit, I promise. But so I'll go through what I thought. Defensively, to me, it's simple. It's about Grady. This was the first time I felt like we actually made an emphasis and made a very focal point to get better around Grady.
Right.
I am glad. I hate that the injuries happened, but I'm glad it happened to maybe push them to get the Judon, to go get Simmons. Whatever happened, it happened, and I'm happy about it. Now, I think the benefactor will be Grady, and I think Ellis is going to – no one has really talked about it. Ellis was brought in to be our pass rusher last year.
Right.
And he actually was doing a little bit of it, but then Troy goes down. Then you saw everybody goes down, and he's pretty much having to basically do what Troy does and let Landman roam and be the support linebacker, and he played it well. And like John just said, new car smell, new version. I am interested. And I did feel bad that we didn't see it, but then in the preseason, the guys that are going to be the backups, I got to go here. Dorless, Aruke, even Trice before he went down. They did look good. I'm intrigued by that. And I think that, I'm interested to see how Raheem, I'm looking at Raheem, how he built up the defense with the Rams and how he takes that to the Falcons. And then Smitty brought up a very good point here. Kirk Cousins works well with speed guys. Holland's hands were very questionable. And look, now, if you were running the Arthur Smith mud offense, he'd be perfect. But also, yeah, I agree. I'm hyped too. Let's talk about it. Now we're going to Pittsburgh. Now, we have seen Mike Tomlin or these Steelers playing football. And let's be honest, Mike Tomlin is some people we love because he plays his guys. He don't care. We've been not playing our guys. We'll talk about that if you like. I always feel you should play, get some reps. I don't care if it's just a few snaps here and there.
Right.
Get some reps, get the crowd to at least validate your excitement. I'm not asking you to show me the whole playbook.
Right.
Do
something.
Yeah. And, if you run the ball 3 times, guess what? All right. Yay. I appreciate it, right. Or throw one deep pass. But my thing is this. We saw how bad the Steelers looked. Now, I like to remind people because everyone's thinking this Steelers team is just going to get a butt whooping. Well, problem. Arthur Smith isn't coaching them. That's Mike Tomlin.
Right.
He's just calling the offense. So that's where I go, okay, there's obviously the mismatch, but what are you guys thinking about this game? Mike Tomlin, he is going, Steelers have had a good record against us. What are y'all thinking about this game? Ron, give me a second. I'm going to start with John this time, and then we'll go around, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, John.
Beware of a man playing possum. Beware of a man playing possum. This game can't be taken lightly. I'm going to say
exactly.
This game cannot be taken lightly because you know what? The Falcons beat the Steelers convincingly.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to cause ripples throughout the rest of the NFL. In week 1. Then, if we show up, because Philadelphia is next, right?
Yep, Monday Night Football.
If we go up there and at least give Philly a game, not necessarily win it, but give Philly a game, then you can establish something where you get 3 points just landing in the city. Okay? You know that like New England. New England had 14 points just hitting the tarmac before they hit the stadium. Back. The Falcons. This game is just so loaded, man. I can't even describe how loaded this game is because of all of the factors surrounding it. The former coach's offensive coordinator. You're playing against Mike Tomlin. You're playing against one of the best, one of the most physical teams in the National Football League out of that AFC North.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the quarterback controversy between Russell Wilson. He just decided to give Russell Wilson the job, but there are rumors that Fields may be coming in. They may run a 2 quarterback system or something of that. And ain't no telling.
Right.
I mean, this is just loaded.
Yeah.
This is loaded. And
watch out for the tight end screen.
Yeah. Hey, you look. and you're coming to play in front of your own fans.
Mm-hmm.
In front of your own fans. All right. Man, like I said, this is loaded. This, this is not a dud. This is loaded this coming Sunday. And we better be ready.
Yeah.
We better be ready. And I expect a victory. I expect a victory. So,
yes.
I mean, that's the way I'm looking. That's the way I'm looking at it, man. This thing here, man, that bomb got some TNT in it.
Oh yeah. It wasn't a patty cake. I love how people are like, oh man, we're going to be ready for. I'm like, take it easy. It is the Steelers, But go ahead, Ron. Go ahead.
In my opinion, if we shut down the running game, what we know the mustache like to do, I will not say his name. I will call him Mustache. What he like to do. And they got some injuries on their offensive line that Pittsburgh have that people not talking about, right? See that? I think this is gonna be a breakout game for Matt Judon and Grady Jarrett. That's what I think. Because you cannot double team and leave Matt Judon by his 1-1. If you do that, you finna get butt whipping. Now, if you do that to Grady Jarrett, you gonna get butt whipping. So you always got to double team somebody on our defensive line. Or what his name? Next to Grady Jarrett,
Oyamata.
Yeah. If you not double team him, he gonna get to Russell Wilson. So I think Russell Wilson and what I just heard before we started the show, Future gonna be at the game. So definitely be playing Future music all that game. What I heard.
That's right.
So I think and Russell Wilson a little injured, a little bit. So if you hit Russell Wilson or lead the game to Russell Wilson, I don't think he'd beat us by himself if we shut down the running game.
Not this Russell Wilson, I don't think.
Right.
All right, LaDarius, go for it, brother.
Now I got to follow guys who talks about Future. Batting 1,000 today. Had to follow James Brown and Future in the same episode. But
hey,
what I will say is this: I think for this particular game, I think we're going to see how this new regime fares against a very physical Steelers offense and defensive line.
Yeah,
this is a test. Week 1, what are we made of? What's the physicality? Can we match or get even in the neighborhood of a Mike Tomlin team who's all about the physicality? And look, when we talk about Russell Wilson, look, it didn't look great for him in Denver. He was awful. You can only blame the altitude for so much. So now the question becomes how we get to see the pass rush. Can we get to Russell Wilson? How I'm more intrigued to see now the Steelers. I want to see the passing game because with George Pickens, I like the guy Roman Wilson who they have.
Oh yeah,
I think he's a guy to kind of, I don't know if it'll be like a breakout game for him to week 1, but like there's a lot of storylines you could go with here.
Mm-hmm.
But the real to me, I focus in on Arthur Smith now being the play caller. How is he going to call this game? Knowing that, listen, people are like, oh, well, he listen, Raheem's bringing a whole new scheme, so whatever, same players, different scheme. Yeah, I see what you're doing, CW. At least Andy Reid had like a menu, which made me think about food. It was like, okay, get some wings. So I'll take the quarter pounder, right? Oh no, sorry, Pat, time out. I'm sorry, my guy.
50-piece nugget on three. Three.
Is that a slant or is that a post? You know what?
Oh
no. Who's open? I don't care. Just throw it. But no, I think for this particular game, I just want to see how the physicality, because you're playing a team, you're playing a Mike Tomlin team. Look, you're playing a Hall of Fame coach who's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Who's all, like I said, John said it earlier. It's the physicality to me. I need to see, can we match or get? Because Pittsburgh was terrible at spot. It's because the quarterback position wasn't great. That's why Kenny Pickett is no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a reason why they went out and got Russell Wilson. Yeah. So now it's on Jimmy Lake in this 3-4 defense. How do we get to Russell Wilson? Who's going to be the? We can talk about Caden Ellis. Listen. Raheem's gonna have there's gonna be someone on this defense who's gonna be like Ernest, who's gonna have a breakout kind of year. Mm-hmm. And like I said, could it be Troy? Could it be Caden Ellis? Those are things to look out for. Yeah. Wow. And more importantly, I just want to see, offensively. I even talk about the offense. Offensively, look, I just want to see what we're gonna do. Like, it's week 1. My expectations are, how is this offense going to look? Is it going to be what we talked about all season, where they kind of air it out more? Or is it, will we see the balance? What are we going to see? How's the balance going to look for this game? That to me is the penultimate question. And at the end of the day, look, I don't sleep on Pittsburgh. Listen, I don't. There's certain coaches and players who I just don't sleep on. Like, the record will tell you one thing. But when I look at Mike Tomlin, this Mike Tomlin team is terrible. No, it's when you look at Mike, they hang around a lot of games. And I can argue last year, if they had a decent quarterback, they could have
won a lot more games.
Yeah, they could have been some guy, Kenny Pickett, who I don't know where he's at. I don't know where they shipped him off to.
So he's back up to Philly.
Philly.
Well, I hope Jalen stays healthy. Now, I hope that that Philly line just protects Jalen with all their luck. But
nope. Yeah.
But all in all, I'm just hoping, and expectation is, what are we going to see offensively? Can we get it done in the trenches and just match the physicality that we're going to see right out of the gate under Raheem in the Raheem Morris era? So.
Man, you guys keep taking my points, to be honest with you. But honestly, yeah, this game it comes down to, do we have the Jimmies? Do we have the Joes to do the job? Right. John, you talked about physicality. You talked about having those Tongans. You talk about having those guys with the vowels at the end of their names. You talk about, it's the attitude. It's the, I don't give a damn. I'll run through you. Right. I believe this game it's going to be interesting, because I think it may not start as fast as fans are wanting, but I could see it going the way where we do get the ball rolling. All right. And I just think you got to look at it this way. Yes, Arthur Smith is going to try to throw whatever he could throw at this thing. My thing is this. Mike Tomlin is the kind of coach, I always said, is the kind of man will make you do more than you can do.
Right.
That's the kind of man you deal with when you have a Mike Tomlin. Andy Reid is also like that. He makes his guys feel more than what they are. Now, Raheem, a lot of people are saying he's like that. So we will see that, or see how that goes this go round. So with that being said, I got to go here. I think this game stays close. I think you're going to see a lot of hitting hard. You may see the ball get a couple of turnovers. But I think we're going to start taking control of the game. And then you'll see. I do believe we're going to win this game. It's just, I'm looking at it as, I want to see us fight. Because these 3 games that they put us against, I don't know about y'all, I felt this is your limit test to see where you are. Then the next 3, if you say you're really about the division, those 3 games you should sweep. You should sweep those next 3 games, which is Saints, Panthers, Buccaneers. Now, I know I didn't do it in order, but, I don't have the schedule in front of me. So, but, that's where I I feel is that no matter what, this is like I could say originally I said if you went 3-3, I wouldn't have had a problem. But because of what we got, I kind of feel like, man, 4-2. But like John said, how can I predict anything when I don't know what I'm expecting to see? You know, I'm thinking, okay, Kurt, what does Kurt do best? He can throw to the tight ends a lot. He can throw it deep to the receivers. He makes receivers better. All right. Trust me, we're going to find out how much Minnesota's going to miss him when they got, Sam, I look like a Lego head, Darnold over there throwing the ball versus Kurt. So we'll see how that goes. But because, McCarthy got hurt. That's another reason why we don't want to play Penix. But anyway, don't get me started. I guess what I'm saying is this game, I respect Mike Tomlin and I respect the team. I'm just waiting to see what are we, because they didn't show us anything. How do y'all feel about that?
If I may.
Yes, please.
LaDarius, go on ahead now.
No, he's messing with you. I know LaDarius. He's messing with you. He does that to me, John.
He reminded me of Daffy Duck when and you remember when they would pronoun trouble.
Pronouns.
When we were playing 4 preseason games.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe. Yeah.
We were playing 4 preseason games.
Mm-hmm.
There would be a lot of injuries week 1 of the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Because you haven't met anybody on the field of battle in a year.
Yep.
Okay. Because a lot of people's seasons ended in what? December, January, whatever. Your season ended then. All right. And by that time, if you weren't vying for a playoff spot, you were going through the motions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't playing for anything. You were just trying to get it over with. I remember this story that Dave Archer always says on the radio. Well, half the team, they got trailers in the parking lot. They already got their stuff packed. As soon as the game over with, and it used to be like that. Mm-hmm. Until the NFL started exit interviews, things of that sort, and wanted to talk to the players, whatever. Mm-hmm. But that first week, you just like coming out the gate stoked. You're nervous. Mm-hmm. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna be, you got to get into that groove of playing football almost instantaneously. Otherwise, the game will have gone by you so fast and you'll be so far behind that you'll wonder where the hell the time went, where you are, and what you fixing to do next. Okay. With a new coach, with a new system, with a new quarterback, with all of this new on offense, with all of this new on defense, when it comes time to go to battle, when it comes time to go to war, see, because of these people not getting any reps in preseason, first stringers, I know they went through certain things just to get people ready to put a team on the field. You come off, I go on, sub patterns, things of that sort. But there's nothing like hitting an opposing team. There's nothing like going against an opposing team, because even though you can't use that the next week because of the teams being different, you get the feel of battle. You get the feel of making adjustments. You get the feel of watching things and learning things, because not everything is on that Surface tablet and not everything is in your playbook. It's the impressions of the people that are on the field sometimes. Hey, number 45, see, he's not going deep. He's checking this person. He's doing that. Number 8, man, keep your eye on him, because they took a hold all the time. Stuff like that, where you're communicating, where you're getting, you guys are getting to know one another. And this is basically what this team is going to be doing in week one. Week one, where the money being made. Okay, a 17 game playoff to determine whether you go to the playoffs, then go to the Super Bowl. Okay,
one bye only,
and one bye. You got to be number one in your division. In your conference. You got to be the best team in your conference to get that week off. Okay, if that week off doesn't hurt you, y'all, this hurt us. We've had the number one seed 2 times. That first time, it was just like we didn't need it. We didn't need it.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers made sure of that.
So that's the thing that concerns me most about week one now. And I don't know what I'm going to get, and I'm apprehensive as all get out, because I don't know what I'm going to get. Because see now, okay, I might have my problems with Matt Ryan. I might have my problems or disagreements with how Matt Ryan is, but I knew how Matt Ryan was. Okay. Yep. I knew what he was capable of doing. All right. And Shanahan expanded his capability. Okay. When he came here. So I knew what I had in Matt Ryan. I knew what I had in Julio Jones. I knew what I had in Devontae Freeman, to a certain extent.
Bam.
But now I don't know what kind of Kirk Cousins I'm going to get. And then, and one thing I'm going to say, I got to say this before I stop.
Go ahead, please.
Man, look, if you don't get, man, I forgot the man's name. Our forgotten running back.
Oh, Tyler. Yes.
You don't get Tyler Algier on that field up against Pittsburgh. Somebody needs to have their head just bashed in with a 2x12. That man ran for 1,000 yards behind nothing. Oh my goodness, man! I mean, this joker was a sledgehammer.
And
this man was a sledgehammer.
You brought that. Hold on, you brought that up, and in Pittsburgh, yes, they have Najee Harris. They also signed Cordell Patterson as well as Scotty Miller, and I believe I don't want.
Cordell went up there.
Yeah, Cordell went there.
Oh man!
Hey, look, he's got to get his reps.
It was a money thing, right?
But this, I'm glad y'all brought that up. He was complaining about Arthur Smith not giving him the ball here.
Who, Cordell?
Yeah.
Oh, see, man.
But hold on. Remember, we're also dealing with Mike Tomlin. So Mike Tomlin, we know this. Mike Tomlin ain't playing no games. All right. That's why I said, so Cordell, if they want to run him up the gut, I can see it.
But like I said, I think we just start the run.
C-Dub froze again. Go ahead, Ron. Keep going.
I think we just start the run and put everything on Russell Wilson. And I don't think Russell Wilson will survive. Like, remember, we know how to beat Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
We beat Russell Wilson many times. We also hit Russell Wilson. So if we do those two things, we're going to come out of this game a W. If we do those two things, start the run and hit Russell Wilson, we will win this game. Because they offensive line banged up. They one of them not playing.
The left guard. Yeah. I didn't get his name because it was one of those with multiple vowels.
Right.
But yes, John.
So I think that y'all.
You know what? I know who you're talking about. I know.
So I think that y'all rookie there. The last time we messed up a rookie, remember, it was in that Dallas game. We had that pass rusher had 6 sacks on that. Remember that game? So
Adrian Claiborne.
yeah, I think we're gonna be all right in this game, in my opinion.
All right, what do you say, LaDarius?
Well, I think John said enough for me, and I think John said all my talking points, so we can know.
I told you to go first. I
didn't see the finger. See, I did. You got it. Listen.
We operate on fingers here, pal.
This is a visual. Like, if it went like this, I'd be like, "Oh, he wants me to go." So he went like that. He said, "No,
and if you flip the bird, you're basically calling me out. So that's always new.
I gotta fly up to. I gotta fly to Atlanta. I don't have any wings, but I'll get there somehow. But maybe by Greyhound. But to kind of say what John said. Listen, it's kind of like this. We're basing everything on resume. We're basing it on. It's like when you walk into a job interview, you were hired based on your resume. Now, sometimes your resume looks really good. Sometimes. But nonetheless, we're basing a whole new regime, a whole new sense of structure, a whole new sense of culture. And we didn't, like I say, if we would have saw more in the preseason, I feel like we wouldn't be having the conversation. We'd have confidence one way or the other, to some degree. So I think what this game does, this game kind of works as it's basically like a get to know you situation where like we're basing everything we talk about resumes. So we're kind of looking like, well, based on your resume, you should be great. When you look at Kirk Cousins' resume, you should be, we have a 4,000-yard passing season right there. If we kind of look at Raheem, we know this team's going to be better because he's brought in good people on this staff based on, Zach Robinson, offensive coordinator, Jimmy Lake, defensive coordinator. So we're basing it all on what we've seen. Like for Jimmy Lake, we're seeing like how his defenses have played. We saw when he was head coach at Washington, or when he was in Washington. We're kind of basing Zach Robinson for what we've seen from his work with the Rams and otherwise.
Yeah.
So the big question is, are the resumes going to live up to here, or are they going to go to here? Because at the end of the day, the preseason did absolutely nothing for nobody. Especially, I feel for us as a fan base to be. It's not that there's trepidation. It's just that we simply don't know. It's basically it's a piece of paper in front of you, essentially, and we're just basing it on that. We're basing how good this team's going to be and the expectations. So when I look forward in week one, I just want to see are the resumes for real, or did you plagiarize somebody's resume? That's the question.
Did you look over my shoulder when you filled out that application?
Right. It's just like in school. You can tell who's like when you write a paper about Shakespeare, like you can tell like the one kid, that's gonna be a great paper, and the one kid who's better than the paper of the best kid, you're like, nah, you didn't write that.
How close were you sitting?
Right.
Who's Juliet?
Now, and if I may, because
Sure.
if I may, I'm going to say this: we, especially males, we take in information, reading, hearing, and seeing. Now, what you see, and that's the reason I named my show the Eye Test. It may not go down on paper, or you will be surprised as to how it translates into numbers, into statistics, into facts on paper. But actually seeing how it got there, sometimes it's ugly. Our Atlanta Falcons last year were ugly. The impression that they left with us after seeing 17 games of Arthur Smith's and the Falcons team, it was horrific. It was ugly. It was putrid. It was bad. Okay.
Yep.
And that's the last thing we saw out of the Falcons. The starters. That's the last thing we saw out of the Falcons starters was how bad they were. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just like LaDarius said, look, you putting out a resume. You got all of these, I'm a college graduate, master of this, expert in that. I could win World War II with a butter knife. I could do this. I can do that. Okay. And, you go into the interview. Okay, you got it on paper. Then you go into the interview where they say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did this. I did that. I can do this. I'm capable of doing that. Well, can you learn this? Yes, I've learned. I've done this. Whatever.
I'm special.
Okay. Then the riskiest part of all is taking what you heard and what you saw written, hiring that person on that basis, and now it's time for the rubber to meet the road. Now it's time for you to do all of those and demonstrate all of those things that you said you could do and that you wrote down that you could do. And that's what's going to happen Sunday for 17 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay? That's what's going to happen for 17 weeks. And if you use that criteria for what happened last year, man, there was a lot that I needed to see in the preseason. I almost wish we had started regular season at the first game of the preseason.
Well,
because it's a lot. It's a lot that has to be shown to the paying customers that are going down there to Mercedes-Benz Dome Sunday, and for us watching at home, it's a lot you guys got to do.
All right. So here's what I got to ask, and I'll let everyone keep on with their points if they want to keep going, which I have no problem. But here's something I want to ask. We had a lot of people get to us saying, "Oh, well, you should be more positive. You got to believe. You got to." I am one person that is all about keeping it very honest. I keep about, I don't like the BS. Oh, shoot. Okay, hold on. All right. So, LaDarius had to bow out, folks. So he'll be back next week. We'll be doing this again. But he had a family deal, so I wanted to let him go take care of that. So here's the thing. A lot of people look and say, you got to be real, you got to be this, or you got to be positive. Well, last year I heard the same positivity about last year's Falcons, about a quarterback who's now, correct me if I'm wrong, practice squad guy. He didn't make the team.
Mm-hmm.
And a coach who's now an offensive coordinator, granted for the Steelers, granted for Mike Tomlin, very good coach, but let's be honest. If he steps out of line, do you really think he's going to be staying around long?
Nope.
So here's what I'm going to say. I know people want to be positive about the team. They love the good feelings. John, you hear it. Oh, well, Kirk can throw. He'll make these guys better. He'll make this. Ron, you hear it. Our running game will get better because of our passing game. Our defense is going to be better because of this and that. Is it wrong for me to look and go, we have 3 first-round picks that haven't done much? I get it. It's dependent on the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But you drafted them that high.
What?
Meaning you thought highly of their ability to do whatever job they could do. All right? Then don't get mad at me when I go, I want to see them do it on the field.
Right.
I didn't have a problem with us getting Bijan, even though we did get a running back. Last I checked, that running back did get 1,000 yards, like John mentioned, Algier. But again, these are the things you got. And now it's like, okay, I want to see the team. We didn't even see one snap.
Right.
That's what bothers me. But go ahead, Ron. I'm going to get on the computer.
I want to ask y'all, how did we know Terry wanted Kyle Pitts or Terry wanted the draft Bijan? How did we know? Arthur Smith might have told Terry, look, don't even say nothing. I want these guys right here. I don't care what you say. I want these guys. And Terry might have felt some type of way because at that time, and me and John were talking about this, and you too, C-Dub, he wasn't the GM at that time. You see what I mean? He cannot really do nothing or say anything.
Now, Ron, now.
Go ahead, John. Then I'll answer too.
You remember, it might have been a Waffle House or it might have been us talking, where we found out in that press conference, the bad press conference, that Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot had equal power. One didn't have to go through the other before they did anything. Okay. You had people. Oh man, C-Dub gone. Oh,
no, I'm back. Don't worry.
Oh, all right. But anyway, hey,
take myself out.
Nobody didn't have to ask anybody before they did anything. Okay, so and you remember my analogy of the elevator.
Yep.
And
some stink, no matter who did it. Some stink was getting on everybody because you were on the elevator.
But John, we know who stink up the elevator at that time. Let's be honest. Let's put everything on the table.
And then on top of that, Ron, when Tidy Jones had Jeff Wolverton on, and Jeff Wolverton said what Arthur Smith said about Fields.
Right.
Okay. That he hated Fields. Now I find it very ironic and very crazy.
Come on, John.
The man that you said you hated, you up here coaching him this year.
Okay.
In Philadelphia.
Let me start you right there. Right. Let me start you right there. Now, I like where you going with this, John, but I'm going to take it a little far past it. Who's the head coach of Pittsburgh?
That's Mike Tomlin.
Okay. The leader. Yeah.
The leader. So I guess what he said, you know what, player, I don't care what you do. I'm on this dude. I'm on Justin Fields. Remember, on the pivot, they were talking about it. The podcast show, everybody need to watch it every week. He said, what we doing here, we supposed to be coaching these young men. I don't care if you don't like them. I don't care if you do like them. At the end of the day, we supposed to be teachers.
That's your job.
Yeah.
That's your job.
It's your job to teach your man. So they let me know Arthur Smith did not have no say-so.
Oh, no. He didn't. No way. Not in Pittsburgh.
Right.
No, not in Pittsburgh.
Right.
Definitely not in Pittsburgh.
Look, hold on. Let me say this real quick. I agree with you about the Terry Fontenot dynamic with Kyle Pitts and everything. I do. But here's where I'm going to say this. It doesn't matter anymore. Why? He survived, or he's the last man standing.
Right.
All right. Now, you can say whatever you want, but here's the thing: he's still standing, right. And so is Kyle on this team. Meaning, he still supports Kyle as that fourth pick.
Right.
No, there's nothing he can say, well, I never did that pick, because you're just admitting that you're the biggest dummy. Right. So that's where I say it really doesn't matter anymore because he survived. We all could have said he could have gone. But, this is where Tidy talked about it on a Birdcage about the Falcons have to perform because then now it would be another bad record under Terry Fontenot. I believe Terry Fontenot did a good job with the free agency if everything comes together. And let's be honest, Kirk Cousins needs to play.
Right.
Mooney needs to show up.
Right.
You know, you're betting on a guy that we don't know is going to perform up to the level you expect him to.
Right.
All right. We got Judon. Is Judon going to be that elevated? I think he is, by the way. So don't think I'm going crazy here. Simmons, I think you're going to get a professional with him. What are we going to say?
Now, Mooney was the guy in Pittsburgh. In
Chicago. Yeah.
In Chicago. So they got DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Let me say that for everybody in the comments. He was the guy in Chicago. When they got DJ Moore, he became number 2. Now, I'm not saying Chicago head coach was a problem, but he was a problem. You got DJ Moore.
I think you just said he's a problem.
You got Moore. Moore and
he
you got. So, back to, I think he's going to have a huge season. I think he's going to show everybody, I was the reason why Chicago was getting all the yards because of me before DJ Moore got there.
Look, all I'm saying, Mooney doesn't have to have a crazy year. Right. Mooney just needs to have a year like comparable to Sanu so that you just don't double Drake all the time. And here's the other thing, guys. We're going to see a lot more slants, a lot more guys in motion. So you're not going to see, Drake basically break his back to get the ball. It's going to, Kurt's asking, where do you want the ball? So, which is really good to hear. Because I swear to God, I think Desmond would just be more like, I'll do what I can. But I know I had to do it. I can't help it.
Well, when you don't coach them, I hate to beat that horse already laid over there.
Say it one more time, John.
No,
you think I'm going to tell you no? You can beat the horse. I want you to. It's fine.
Man, that horse dead. Because I get sick when I even talk about it because how in the world do you get away with that? That's the thing. How in the world did you get away with that? But they're wrong.
There was also this, and then there was this.
What? But John, we know when you stubborn and you believe in the running game, you think the running game will help carry the quarterback. Desmond Ritter, you gave up the penalty draws last year, and what his name that went to New England? Philly. Mariota walked out on the team. Mariota was supposed to be the one that helped Desmond Ritter.
You asking for bad to teach bad. That's just what happened. And then you had Heineke being the skunk of everything.
Thank you.
So, and I told y'all, y'all remember I told y'all Heineke might not be with this team.
No, I'm not surprised. I really
told
not.
Y'all, because see, man, what I saw in the preseason out of Heineke, man, how in the world did you get in the NFL?
No, what I saw was a whole lot of quit.
But let me say this. It's a video going around. Heineken said, this is what he said. I see the writing on the wall. So that let me know your mind somewhere else. Your body here, but your mind somewhere else. He ain't want to be with us no more.
So, I know it's like one of those when you think about it. Now, look, this is what we'll say, in this. This is going to be 17 weeks of us, chopping it up. This game is going to be Sunday. It's going to be at 1 o'clock. I'm not going to say we're going to predict anything because I really, John, you said it perfectly. How am I supposed to predict something when I ain't seen anything?
Right.
I mean, if I was supposed to predict based off the preseason, well, you didn't care about it, so I'll just say 0-17. No, that ain't going to happen. But, I mean, look, I know ESPN's going hard about Kirk Cousins' no playoff success. They want to bring that up.
Right.
And I know that, let's be honest, that is something that a lot of us kind of put in the back of our head, but we don't want to talk about. But
Right.
look, can this be another Matthew Stafford? Can we get lightning in a bottle, get that one good year, and go all the way? And is it this year, or the way I see it is this maybe a year we are going that way, and maybe next year is the year you get the full benefits because then you'll have everything. Everyone knows what their role is,
Right.
and more defined. What do y'all think on that?
To me, I think this to be that year, that one good year, everybody come together. Remember, I started off on the show, I said we got to be two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you, brother.
So that means we got to come together and show Stephen A. Smith no hairline ass. Look, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. We see it every year. It always be that one team that come out from nowhere and just take the NFL by storm. The Rams did it. Be on that same path. The Rams they traded for Matt Stafford. Everybody forgot Matt Stafford could not win the big game with the Lions.
No.
Everybody forgot about that. He could not win the big game to get to the playoffs or get past the playoffs.
People thought Sean McVay was going crazy when he won because he wanted Stafford so bad.
Right. So we got Kirk Cousins. We on that same path. The Rams traded for Von Miller. We just traded for Matt Judon. Now we got Justin Simmons, the best safety duo in the whole NFL. So I think we on that same path. I think we gonna go to the playoffs this year. Or maybe, in my opinion, get the number 1 seed in the playoffs.
All right. What say you, John?
Well, like I said, I got to repeat what I said.
Yeah, you're not predicting here. You're just trying to sum up what you, with everything you know, at least.
And still.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same way. Well, it's like this. Still. I got no preseason to work with. I got no training camp. So
I just don't know. And for ESPN and anybody else, okay, just like you said, C-Dub, they keep bringing up Kirk Cousins' playoff history.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I mean, that's a valid point. However, that doesn't govern what may or may not happen this year. Okay, with different circumstances, better talent, different team. I just don't know.
Yeah,
I just don't know. And there was something that you said earlier in another segment that you were talking about how people are, thinking that somebody's negative by not just jumping up and rah, we gonna do this and we gonna do that. Look, I was here when they signed the contract back in 1966. We put the Falcons in Fulton County Stadium down there. Okay. Mm-hmm. I've been on the roller coaster for a long time. And I don't care what nobody says about what I say about the Falcons because I've seen it all. 28-3 was the ultimate hold my beer moment.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because you know what people were saying at halftime. Ain't no way the Falcons gonna lose this Super Bowl. Hold my beer. I'm gonna show you another way the dog gonna lose.
What?
I watched that and didn't say a word, and I'm just going.
You know,
John,
and see, my problem is that okay, since I've seen all of this, see, I don't get excited for beginnings of football seasons in this town. I don't.
Yeah.
I wait and see what the team's going to show me. All right. I got to wait and see what they show me because see, the thing is that, you know, if you get a cut on your arm, that scab tissue goes over there. That scab tissue doesn't have any nerves in it.
Nope.
You keep cutting that same place, you're gonna get a spot where you don't feel anything there anymore. It's just like you know, karate, folk practicing karate, punching that brick all the time and gaining that callus. You don't feel it no more. Okay, I've got to say, sorry, people, that I have a Falcons callus. I got a Falcons callus. You're going to have to cut way deeper than the surface of the skin to get to a nerve that I'm going to feel as far as the Falcons are concerned. You know? And I mean, that's just the way it is. And that's the best way to keep your sanity. Because, man, I'm telling you, and when the Falcons lost that Super Bowl in 2016, there were people that they were just so stunned and shocked. They just didn't say anything. They just turned and went the other way. They just walked off.
Yeah.
You know what, John? You made a good point. When we lost that Super Bowl, everybody forgot Kyle Shanahan was a part of the losing. What happened since then, John?
We ain't been back. Well, we had that 1 year where we made the playoffs, but
no. Well, I mean, the 49ers get to the Super Bowl, they cannot win the Super Bowl the same way we lost it.
Yeah. That's
so,
true.
like you said a while back, see, Doug, I'm gonna be like this on Kyle Shanahan ass. No Diddy. I'm gonna be like this. Till you do right by the Falcons, you will never win a Super Bowl again.
Yes, the famous quote. But look, I need to piggyback off what John said. Look, I got gray. I've earned this. Okay. And let me put it this way. When someone says, man, you must have been through a hard life. Yeah, I'm a Falcon fan, Hawks fan, Braves fan. I don't want to hear crap. I'm a Dogs fan. I know what disappointment is. I know what torture is. It's called I'm a fan of this state. All right. So when I saw 28-3, John, what you just said was me. I saw the go-ahead touchdown. I looked at my best friend who kept on going, oh, we can still win this. Oh, we can still win this. Besides throwing him through a window, I just told him to go home. And then I just went to bed. I didn't cry. I just went to bed. Woke up, watched nothing but World's Dumbest because I just saw it on TV. Because I'm like going, oh my God. And that's what a Falcon fan is. It's like I think a lot of us are this way. We have gotten kind of hardened. So like John says, why get excited about the first week? We ain't seen them. So now, and then they're talking. Oh, and the radio host, they want to, pump it up. Oh, yes, they're going to be so good. Oh, they got this, they got this, they got this. And you just go, how about we just give it 4 weeks?
Right.
Let me see the regulars. Because obviously we're not going to put them in bubble wrap in the first couple of games.
Right.
We got to open the package now. Let's see them play. Now, I hate that they didn't play anybody in the preseason. Right. I still say that's stupid. I need to see reps. I need one-on-one. Spare me the double practice squad game where you can set everything. Right. You're not playing at football game speed. Right. Nobody could tell me you are because they're Michael Turner and Ovi and I forgot the other guy did a podcast and they talked about how that double practice, we're just joking around. We're just playing. We're not trying to go full. If they told us this was our preseason, we would laugh at them. Mike Smith didn't play that game. And we all know how much we joke about Mike Smith not being, any, super superior badass coach. He was probably the most nice guy in the world. But, for Turner to go, he would have gotten in our butts if we were taking it that easy. So that's why I'm like, that's where I'm at. It's like, I'm not trying to get so psyched up, but I love football. I always do. So it's like first week of the season, I can't wait for. Wow. But man, I hate when I hear fans go, "Oh, you're too negative," or "Oh, you're just trying to play the hot take." No, I'm just being honest.
Wow.
I have cheered for this team, and for more years than not, this team has let me down more than any of my teams, and I'm still a fan. Because I'm an idiot and I still like them, but I'm not like getting super excited and getting butt naked for them when I hear a signing, because the first thing I go is, how are they going to play here? Is this a Ray Edwards deal? John, you know what I'm talking about.
I know.
Hold on. Y'all know, man looked great. He could go UFC. He could box. Couldn't get a sack to save our lives, but but he could do all the other stuff. But look great, 6-pack and everything. But
I think that dude just loves that muscle.
We had him. We had
my father met him.
I'm sorry.
And that's what I said to my father. Well, everybody don't realize my father used to work at the Georgia Dome.
Yep.
In security. And my father said, "Ron, this is going to be the dude," before he talked to him.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
After he got finished talking to him, he said, "What the fuck we doing?" That after he talked to Ray Edwards, now, the first time he met the dude, he said, "What the fuck we doing?"
Was he talking about his taekwondo and how he could
talked about all that? He said the dude not focused on football.
At least he wasn't talking about fishing afterwards. But hey,
my father cried. I said, "Pops, he is who we thought he was,"
and we let him off the hook.
Right. We should have beat that man for taking our money.
Boy, you got away with words. All right, so guys, I'll tell you what, because I don't want to hold you all too long. Ron, we gotta talk your ish tonight. And I promised I was going to be on, so I will be on. So Ron, you first, and then John, and like I said, plug your stuff. Tell us where you're from and when your next show, and we'll go from there.
I'll be on Talk Your Ish every week around 8 o'clock. I'll be on the eye test with John. I'll be on Miss B's show. I forgot the days she be doing her show.
No, she doesn't I want to say Thursday or Friday, maybe. I think I can't remember.
I'll be
Miss
on
B,
Pops.
Leave us a message if you see this and let us know when you do your shows.
I'll be on Pops and the Hemi Brothers on Thursday, 6:30 to 8 o'clock. Shout out to Pops. You crazy, but I love you though.
He is crazy, but yes.
Shout out to Tiny. I'll be on his show, the Waffle House, Friday nights. Anything else?
Well, find Ron. He's always around.
Talks.
Oh yeah, we talk Hawks because boy, you don't like it. You can't stay away from that channel.
That show just ooh. See, look, when I sent you that message, I wish you should have came on that show. I was finna lose my religion.
Ron. All this is gray. I don't need all of it gray. All right, I'd rather fight my wall right here. I think I would make my point better to my wall sometimes. Like I said, whenever people talk bad or talk great about their sports teams and they're from Atlanta, just look at me and go, C-Double said it perfectly. I have been a fan of all these teams. Look what it's done to me over the years.
It's on the fans.
Yeah.
Some of these fans, and I don't want to put him out there under the bus bucket. Kool-Aid.
Oh, God, I knew you were going to.
Oh, my God. You give Ray Charles a headache.
A blinding headache?
But
I had to. God,
Gotta love it.
It just sometimes the fans think they know more than everybody, and you sound stupid. You sound stupid.
You know what? When you
I
love
you,
art, when you love
you,
art.
know, but sometimes just be quiet. All
right. This is a PCA announcement from Ron. Please be quiet. And also, if you're gonna F up, we're gonna call Avondale High School to fix the problem.
We watching the same game. We watching the same team. Lord, again,
hold on. They have their special glasses, and anyway, John, you go.
Oh, well, you'll find me tomorrow night on the eye test. I'm going to try to make it through a whole show. I'm still got, every now and then my throat get a little dry.
Yep.
But, we're going to try to do a whole show. You'll find me here. I'm definitely going to, come back to this show. And one of these days, Ron, I got to get back to you guys, and get on Talk Your Ish. As well as I may do the Waffle House Friday night. I'm thinking, but find me on Facebook or whatever. Because hey, man, we got to get this right.
Yeah,
we got to get this right.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think is the right thing to look at it as is that this team has to get better. I mean, you changed the coaching staff, and now everyone's like, "Oh, you just changed the whole thing." Okay. Let's see it, because that's been my biggest bugaboo is we don't see. Yeah. Arthur Blanks.
You on the clock.
Hold on. And Arthur Blanks ain't got the time to just let it just have another wasted year. All right, guys. So I'm C-Double. You can catch me at the C-Double 28 channel. All right. Please subscribe, like the show. Tomorrow we're going to be talking wrestling with LaDarius and Jerry. We've got a lot to cover. Bash of Berlin, Raw. We have AEW to talk about, especially the stuff that happened that dropped with Odyssey Jones. We'll discuss that. But also, so to this week, enjoy football. We finally because here's the thing. Once the season starts, it goes quick.
Right.
We got Thursday night football with Kansas City and Baltimore. Friday night, which I kind of hate, but I'm kind of intrigued by Packers versus, is it Eagles? It's Eagles, right? Yeah. And it's in Brazil. Right. So that's going to be that's a Friday game.
And they cannot wear their green. They cannot wear those colors.
They can't wear green because of the gang stuff, right?
Yep.
All right. Yep.
Why are y'all down?
Thank you. No. And then they said there might be what was it? An oxygen advisory. And I'm going, why don't we not go to Brazil in September? Why don't we go somewhere else?
It's going to be an air quality issue down there.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. I haven't, nothing's been said since.
They said they cannot wear green.
Yeah,
both teams.
The Green Packers can't wear green, and the Philadelphia.
So what color they gonna wear?
Philadelphia is going to be wearing their black jerseys. I would tell.
Oh, white and black.
Yeah, they'll wear their white and blacks, and I think Green Bay will wear their white, yellow. And, something. They came up with something.
Those alternative jerseys, man.
Right.
Why in the world are y'all doing this?
Money.
Okay.
You see Goodell, Dictator Goodell. Yeah, he likes them greens. He don't care.
He money talk, bullshit walk.
We're gonna watch this game and we'll talk about that because that'll be an interesting game to talk about after that. But yeah, that's gonna be cool to see. And then we got opening weekend. Sunday night, I didn't write down what was the Sunday night game. Probably Dallas, knowing they're how overrated they are. And Monday Night Football will start. We're finally getting football.
Right.
So, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Because I'll tell you, I love watching football. Especially if you watched college this past week. That was fun.
Go Dogs.
Yeah, Dogs took care of business. So, guys, thank you all for coming to the Atlanta Falcon Beard Gang. And look, if you ain't got a beard, you can still come along. You got to go to – look, his profile pic gets him legendary status. So, he's got the afro, got the beard. He was slick back in that day. So, John gets the automatic buy in here. And A1, if you want to be on the show, don't worry. I'll send you the link next time. We get you in. We'll even put a little beard marker on you if you like. But and then, Ron, you my guy, so you win. But, yeah, and ladies, if you like to be a part, as long as you love beards, you're good. Don't worry about wearing them. You don't need that, But, let the guys do it for you. So, but, yeah, for real. Enjoy the show. Check out C28. We're going to be talking wrestling, and we'll be talking football. I don't know if I'm going to come in after the game and before the game. I may just do it like a weekly show like this kind of setup where we preview, review. If you guys think that's cool, we could do that. And, look, anybody that wants to be a part, you message me, let's talk, because I want anybody and everyone to feel welcome to be a part of this. Atlanta content creators, I got to thank them all. The Eye Test, Talk Your Ish, I got to thank Smitty's, Sports Machine, A1 Forever, Birdcage, got to thank, let's see, give me a minute. I'm trying to find everybody. Diva, thank you. Marcus Washington from Off Your Mark. Man, Marcus, if there's whoever's got a a connection to Marcus, let's try to get him on here. He can even stay behind the screen. He doesn't have to show his picture. I don't mind that. But yeah, and A1 and also Alberto, thank you so much. And also again, John, and also Ron, both all y'all, Tidy from Atlanta Bird Gang. Thank y'all so much for always allowing me on your platform. That's why with my show, I let anybody in because it's just fun that way. The more we can talk football, the better. So anyway, enjoy your nights, and I'll see you all tomorrow for John, and then tonight for Ron. So we'll all do this again and see how that goes. I'm C Double. I'm out.
Bye-bye.